Okay, so today I'm going to show some mobilization of the shoulder. So first thing I'm going to do is use a lacrosse ball as a trigger point therapy for the inside of the shoulder blade. So the shoulder blade is going to come up and it rotates like this. So you want to have good movement on the shoulder blade. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the ball and I'm going to stick it on the lower trap, go through the full range of motion of the shoulder, so movement while doing trigger point, and then we're going to take it to the rhomboids, same thing. And then we're going to go to the levator up in this area, also a little bit upper trap, and we're going to do the same thing to loosen up the shoulder blade. I'm going to put the ball in the first spot, which is the lower trap. So I lean on it, I find a tender spot, and I move up to this range of motion. Every one of these motions is going to be for about a minute. For the video's sake, I'm not going to do it a minute for every spot. I just want to basically show what I'm doing. So that's the lower trap, and I have the ball go down in the middle, kind of rhomboid and also middle trap, and you do the same thing. You're trying to get some range of motion on the scapula, so you can get your arm above your head, obviously. Next spot is going to be the levator, kind of upper trap area, same thing. Every one of these spots is for an entire minute. You're just trying to get that range of motion while working out the trigger points. Is do the rotator cuff muscles, use a trigger point ball. So right here you're going to find that little ridge that's on the shoulder blade. You can go right below it in this little sweet spot, and then you're going to basically go through this internal and external rotation, just like you would like throwing the ball or whatever else. You're going to put it there, and then the next spot's going to be right here behind the shoulder, and you're going to do exactly the same thing. Okay? Next what we're going to do is the rotator cuff. So this first one's going to be the infraspinatus. So I'm going to bring my arm forward like this, bring it back, external and internal rotation. That for a minute also, and then I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to put the ball behind, right behind the shoulder in that capsule area, and it's also where the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, the rotator cuff muscles come to attach over the shoulder to the tubercle. I'm going to do internal and external rotation for a minute in this spot also.
And go.
So now the muscles I'm going to be working on to mobilize. I'm using this bar. This was only 15 pounds. You can obviously use a 45 pounder. You can even add weight if you want to. First thing I'm going to do is the supraspinatus, which is above the spine of the shoulder blade, and then obviously upper trap. So I'm going to start with my hand in scaption, which means at this angle, I'm going to bring it up to get the supraspinatus, and then once I get to that point, flip my hand around, and I'm going to bring it straight up. Bring it down, scaption, bring it down. So I'm getting supraspinatus, and I'm also getting upper trap. So same thing, we're going to do this entire movement for a complete minute, and you're trying to mobilize the shoulder, and you're trying to get that full range of motion over your head. The very, very last one. If I'm way down here between on my ribs on the inside, I'm getting serratus muscle, serratus anterior. So obviously, you get on your side, and you can kind of roll through here and get those. And you can do that for a minute. It's pretty painful because it's basically on your ribs. After you get that, you slide down, and this one is this movement, flexion and extension of the shoulder. So same thing, you get on your side, find that tender spot, and this is going to be your lat muscle, teres major. Everything I do with range of motion, and I'm trying to mimic the range of motion that muscle does, so you can try to work it out through all the different ranges of motion and functionality that muscle does. Once again, you do this thing for a minute. So those are all the exercises I would do for the shoulder for mobilization. We probably worked on 12 to 14 muscles right there, and it'd take about 10 minutes to do it. So you want to do it 10 minutes on each shoulder. And it's not about doing it for a long period of time. It's about being consistent and doing it every single day. We do this every single day just for 10 minutes on each shoulder. It's short, but it's also easy to do, and you don't have to waste a lot of time doing it.